Hello, and thank you for attending this session. We will be listening to Abhi Balakrishnan talk about the OWASP Snow project. He is a senior security consultant with Security Compass. If you guys will notice, there is an option to ask questions to the right of your screen if you're in the Whova app. That has been disabled in Zoom. But go ahead and feel free to ask any questions, and we will be taking a few minutes at the end of the session to go ahead and answer any of the questions that you have. So with that, I will turn it over to Abhi, who is ready to present. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Christina. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Let me share the screen. I hope all of you are able to see the screen. Today, I'm going to talk about a new OWASP project called OWASP Snow, and we will discuss how OWASP Snow can help you active slightly more privacy. There's a reason why I'm saying slightly more privacy, because this tool cannot obviously give you 100% of privacy. The website for Snow is privacysnow.com, and this is the logo or mascot for the project. The project name is OWASP Snow. A short version of what this tool does before actually getting into the final details. So a short version is Snow is a software version of a privacy screen guard. I hope that gives a high-level idea of what this tool is going to do. If you don't, it's okay. I'm going to discuss that in detail in the upcoming slides. All right, before going ahead, I have a question. So the question is, you can see a picture on your right-hand side. There's a person sitting and doing something on their laptop. Maybe they are checking their emails, social media, or making some transactions or whatever. And there is a person behind standing, and they are looking over the sitting person's shoulder onto the screen. And this standing person is performing some sort of an attack. The question is, what is this attack called? You have 4 choices: A, password guessing; C, cyber stalking; C, shoulder surfing; D, credential surfing. So if you can guess or say what's the answer, I'll take a quick look into my Whova app to see if I have any responses. Shoulder surfing, that is the correct answer. The standing person is performing a shoulder surfing attack. Now, the second question I have is, what does the letter C stand for in the CAA triad? We all know CAA is seen as one of the core principles of cybersecurity. So what does the letter C stand in CAA triad? Your options are A, continuity; B, consultancy; C, central; D, confidentiality. I'll wait for the answer. All right, so if you have answered C, confidentiality, that is the correct answer. So shoulder surfing results in compromising confidentiality, one of the core principles of information security, or you can say it affects privacy of the person. So that is the shoulder surfing attack. Now, the second question is, like, how can you defend from shoulder surfing attack, right? There are lots of different solutions available based on the type of attack. So if, say, for example, when you walk into a store and you're purchasing something with your debit card and you have to enter a PIN, at that time, you may defend yourself from somebody from stealing your PIN by covering the number pad with your hand while typing the PIN with the other hand. So that is a prevention mechanism. So similarly, there are lots of different mechanisms you can use, and we will look into one of the options. So this is a privacy screen guard. You can purchase them from store, like an online store. I think you can go walk into some stores and you can get from there as well. What it basically does is that you have a film available. You basically apply that film on your laptop, monitor, or phone, and that will help you achieve some privacy by limiting the viewing angle. So somebody needs to sit right in front of the screen They have to be facing right the screen from the front to actually see the screen. So if you move the phone a little, you won't be able to see the screen, what is going on in the screen. So like I said, there is a mobile version also available. These are the 4 main issues when you use these type of physical privacy screen cards. One, you need to spend money. All these privacy screen cards are aftermarket solutions. I haven't seen any mobile phone, laptop, or monitor manufacturers giving these privacy screen cards in their package, right? So you have to go ahead and purchase the screen cards by spending extra money. The second thing is it affects viewing angle. For me personally, that has been a big deal breaker, because yes, I want privacy, but there are times when I want to, say, share a video or something and watch it together with my friends or spouse, and at that time they won't be able to see what's going on the screen unless I give my phone to them and they stand right in front of it, right? Or say when I'm in office, if I have a privacy screen card on my laptop, if one colleague walks over and they want to work with me on some things, if they are sitting on a chair next to me, they won't be able to see what is on the screen. So that has been a problem. Of course, you can peel that off for that time, and that brings us to the third problem, which is it is not easy to reinstall. Every time, think of privacy screen cards as whatever that tempered glass protector you have on your phone, right? If you remove that and stick it on again, yes, you can do that, but maybe it will create more bubbles. It can easily get dirty. These are very prone to this creating bubbles and air bubbles. So you have to be really careful and have to be an expert in it to install it properly. So yeah, it is not easy to install. Then the fourth one is it can be tough to get the right size. So if we have monitors, laptop screens, and mobile phones available in various sizes, and privacy screen card protectors, those manufacturing companies can't. They will create screen guards for some phones or devices which are popular, but if you have a special size, or if you have a new model of a monitor, or if you, like I say, have a new widescreen monitor or a new phone with a different aspect ratio, basically you have to buy something bigger and maybe cut it with a scissor, and that's not ideal, right? So you get the idea. It's not easy with these physical ones, and that's why I thought, hey, maybe there should be something, a software version, right, of the privacy screen guard, and that is what OWASP Snow is. Basically, when you enable Snow, just like when you must be knowing dark mode, right? On the websites, if you enable dark mode, suddenly it changes colors. Similar to that, if you turn on Snow, the entire screen will get blurred, text and pictures will get illegible, you won't be able to read them. But then if you move your mouse cursor on top of the elements that you want to read, whatever immediately underneath that cursor becomes visible. So you would be able to read that portion over there. So someone looking over your shoulder, they would, even if they are looking at the screen, they need to see where the mouse cursor is moving and read what is underneath that. So you have some protection. So say, for example, you are logging into your bank account and you already know what your bank balance is. So you don't have to hover your cursor on top of that. So somebody standing next to you wouldn't be able to read how much balance you have. So same thing goes for, say, an email ID or phone number displayed on the web page, right? So all of them become blurred and nobody would be able to read them. So the advantages of using a software version is, first, Snow is free. You basically enable this and you don't have to actually go ahead and purchase it. Second, it won't affect viewing angles. So you can turn off Snow easily as well. So if you want Snow, you just click a button. If you don't want the Snow not to be on, you just click on a button. That's it. Also, size doesn't matter. The Snow software is like, it is basically a JavaScript. So basically, whatever your screen size is, it can shrink or expand. So viewing the size of the screen is not going to affect the experience of the privacy, right? So those are the advantages of using a software version, in this case OWASP Snow. Now you know what is OWASP Snow. You also know what are the pros and cons of using a physical version of privacy screen, and also what are the advantages of using the software version, which is OWASP Snow. I'll quickly pause here before moving on to the next section of the presentation to see if we have any other questions on Hua. Okay, looks like I don't have any questions, so we will move on to the next part. I want to say that Snow won't give you 100% privacy. So even if you have this Snow turned on, it is not 100%, right? If you are in a coffee shop and is connected to a random Wi-Fi, which is controlled by an attacker, or random insecure Wi-Fi, Snow can't protect you there. So Snow is just protecting what is on your screen. Even on the screen, when you talk about the screen, say for example, you are talking to somebody, you're chatting with somebody, and you are typing something on the keyboard, and somebody, only your screen is protected. So if somebody looks over your shoulder to see what you are typing on your keyboard, they can still, based on your finger movement, they can see what you are typing, and Snow is not going to protect you over there. So those are the issues with Snow. Similarly, if you are entering a PIN or something, you still need to hide it, right? Or if somebody is recording what you are typing, or if there's a CCTV camera somewhere grabbing your screen, or then they would be able to go back, zoom it up, watch it slowly, and see what was underneath your cursor, and would be able to read those content, right? So in those cases, Snow is not going to help you. If it was a physical screen privacy guard, it would have protected you from CCTV attacks, because CCTV would be in a different angle, would be looking at the screen from a different angle. And since privacy screen guards is going to reduce the viewing angle, it can protect you there. So that's the difference between a software version and a physical version. Now, third question, what is this ancient equipment? I'm looking for the answers. There are 4 options. It is a phone. B, it's a Morse code machine. 3, it's an encryption device, encryptor, or it is a music player. I will see if anybody have any answers. I'll pause for a second. If you know the answer, just type A, B, C, or D. All right, so if you have answered it's a phone, you are correct. It's an ancient telephone. I see the right answers in the answer. Thank you, Eric. So yeah, it is a telephone. Why we are talking about telephone, I'll come to that in a bit. Now, 4th question, what are these 2 people doing? You have 4 options. They are making a new thread. B, they are waiting at the finishing point for a runner. So there is a marathon or sprint happening, and they're waiting at the finishing line so that somebody can hit those ribbon or thread, right? Third option is C, they are talking to each other. 4th option is D, they are talking and thinking. Okay, so I have a right answer again. C, they are talking to each other. So this is called, they are communicating, right? They are using what is called a tin can telephone or a lover phone. Most of you have done the same thing using paper cups and some threads when you were a kid. Maybe you still do. So those are very familiar to us. Why I'm discussing about that is that is another, that leads to another question. What does both of them have in common from a privacy standpoint? So what does an ancient telephone and this tin can telephone or lover's phone have common from a privacy standpoint? So the answer is they have privacy built into it. There is a reason the telephone has an earpiece instead of a loudspeaker. Even with the lover's phone, one has to place it on over their ear to hear what the other person is saying. It is not like you put it over there and everybody around you can hear it, right? So they have privacy built into it. And those are ancient stuff. How about the software and hardware we design these days, right? They don't have, many of these software and hardware are not designed or designed with privacy in mind. There is a comment that says you could easily intercept the calls with ancient telephones and even with lover's phone. Yes, that is correct. So they have those issues, and sadly we have those issues even now with latest technology and stuff. But yeah, at least we have some controls, right? So yeah, it is good. We are there. So what I'm saying is that we should be having a shoulder surfing protection built in our software or hardware. That's what I'm trying to say. Now you know, we already discussed what is OWASP now. So now you know what is OWASP now. You know the difference between a physical privacy screen and OWASP now. You know how we used to design technology with privacy in mind. And then you also know what is the importance of privacy in today's software, right? I'll quickly check to see if I have any other questions before moving on to the next section within the presentation. Right, I don't have any other questions, so I will go on to the next section. So right now, OWASP Snow is available on web, Windows, Chrome, and Firefox. So if you are developing a website, that is the first portion. If you are developing a website, we have a Snow JavaScript available. I will give you more details in the upcoming slides. If you are using a Windows laptop or desktop, then there is a nice software, Snow software. It's an experimental version, but it is available on Chrome and Firefox. So we have browser extensions or add-ons available. All of them are free and open source for sure. So one thing I want to plug in here is that initially when I developed OWASP Snow, it was only it was just a web version and Chrome version. Before presenting in Virtual AppSec is a conference. I presented it in a small conference near my home in Canada, and one of the attendees said, "Hey, I can port the Chrome extension into Firefox. I can create a Firefox extension for OWASP Snow." And I was like, "Yeah, great, go ahead and do it." And Tobias, who was an attendee, went ahead and he created that Firefox extension. That's how we have a Firefox extension. Similarly, my brother said, "Hey, I like this project. I can create one for Windows," and he created the Windows version. So that is the beauty of OWASP and open source. I think when basically OWASP Snow was my need. I wanted privacy when working on my laptop or when I'm surfing web on my phone or whatever, and I created that extension and I was using it personally. And at one point of time, I thought, hey, maybe I can publish it and maybe some people will get, it will be useful for them, right? I open sourced it, but no, it was not getting anywhere. And I was like, hey, maybe I should promote it so that people will know such a project exists. And I presented it in OWASP Vancouver, and that led to a nice Firefox extension, and that led to a Windows version. So that's why I love OWASP. So if you have great ideas like this, I think you should at least put out the idea somewhere so that people can contribute to it, right? There are lots of talented folks here in OWASP and actively available in the information security industry. So that's the beauty of it. And I just want to mention that. Now, OWASP Snow is not available in Mac, iPhone, iPad, Linux, or in Android. And maybe if you are a developer on any of these platforms, maybe you can help this project by porting or creating a new OWASP Snow version for any of these platforms. There was also one requirement that OWASP Snow currently works based on a mouse cursor, right? Where you move your mouse cursor. And that means somebody needs to move their cursor to read what is underneath that cursor. And it raises accessibility issues. Some people may not use trackpads or mouse. Maybe they will use keyboard or they will just use touch screens, right? So in that case, how can we can't say, hey, we are not entitled to privacy because you are using a keyboard to navigate. No, we should not do that. We should not discriminate people. So that is one thing that I want to address. So if you have any ideas for that, you are all welcome. I am open to hear those ideas. That is the next thing I'm going to do. I'm trying to see what are the accessibility softwares are available out there, and I can integrate Snow with them. So that research is still going on. Basically, I want Snow to be the next dark mode. When I see dark mode being adopted by lots of softwares out there, lots of phones, hardware and software, everyone is jumping into the dark mode bandwagon, and I want Snow to be there because privacy is of utmost importance. Now, I talked about the web version. So if you have a website and you really care about your customers' privacy and you want Snow available to them, there's a privacy Snow extension, JavaScript available. You can go to privacysnow.com and you can get this piece of code. You just add that to your website, include it using script SRC. Then you can have a button somewhere on your website with on-click privacy Snow or something of that sort, and that function will trigger Snow to be on and off. So maybe you can use that on your website after heading back from the session. Or if you have a website that you wish it had a Snow, maybe you can talk to them and see if they can integrate Snow. Now, if you are using Google Chrome or Firefox, we have Super Snow and Snow Lite, 2 extensions available. Once you install them, you can see this nice little icon on top. If you click on that, Snow will get turned on, everything will get blurred. If you click on it again, it will be turned off. If you are on Windows, download our Windows version and run it, and it will go to the tray. It will get minimized. Many people have said that, hey, I've run the tool and nothing is happening, right? So when you run the tool, it is going to start and go to tray. You have to go to tray and right click on it and turn on the Snow. Then Snow will be on, and if you want to turn off, you can turn it off. One nice thing about the Windows version is that unlike the browser version, it gives slightly more features. It gives you more granular controls. The other problem with web version is that if you are using Google Chrome or Firefox and you are using Snow, it is available on Chrome or Firefox, right? And if you are using some other desktop software, Snow is not available there. But if you are using the Windows version, every app is covered, right? So that is the advantage of using the Windows version. It is still experimental, so you may face some issues here and there, The source code is available if you want to modify it, but if you report that back to me, my brother is working on that, so maybe I'll ask him to fix it. So yeah, let me know. Now you know where all you can use Snow or where you can't use Snow. You also know how OWASP and collaboration can help us, right? In improving privacy or in improving information security. I will take a quick look in Hua to see if I have any more questions before going to the next section within the presentation.
No questions yet.
All right, thanks. So where all you can use Snow. That's something which is obvious. Say, for example, if you're at home and you are buying a surprise gift for your spouse and you don't want spouse to know it, then you can use Snow even at home. Or if you are at work, you are creating some new groundbreaking technology, whatever stuff, and you don't want your coworker to know or some competitor to know, you can use Snow on your laptop. If you are commuting to work using any public transport, chances are that somebody may look over your shoulder to see what's happening on your phone or tablet or laptop or whatever. So if you can use Snow over there. There's an interesting piece there. Why I created OWASP Snow in first place, right? So when I started my career, I used to work in Delhi, and I used to take Delhi Metro every time. It's a metro train, and I used to go in the morning to the office and we'll head back in the evening to home. And it is usually rushed. There are lots of people, and sometimes you'll be sitting on your chair and looking at your phone because you have a lot of time, and you are going through the phone. And many times when I'm in the train, I can see that people are looking over somebody's shoulders. It is easy when somebody's sitting and checking their phone. Somebody standing can easily look over the other person's shoulder and see what is on the phone screen, right? Phone, tablet, or laptop. So I have seen people peeking and performing shoulder surfing, and I was like, okay, there should be a solution. Then I did some research and I came across all these privacy screen guards, but then I was not, I did not like the idea of installing a privacy screen guard only to affect the viewing angle so much. I wanted something easy, something you can easily turn on and off, and that led to the creation of OWASP Snow, even though it was not immediate. It took me 8 or 10 years because I was like, hey, I know this solution, but it's a silly solution. That's what I thought, because somebody's going to come up with it. So maybe I'll wait, and maybe I should search and find it. And I did lots of search on Google and Bing, and I did not find any other active projects doing this, right? Then I was like, okay, fine, I will create something. So I created it, I open sourced it, and now we have more people contributing into it and creating, porting it to different platforms. So we have that. All right. So before, looks like there are no other questions. So I think I will move on to the final conclusion of this presentation, which is you deserve privacy. So you deserve Snow. Please head over to privacysnow.com and download Snow for your mobile, for your browser, or whatever.
Thank you, Abhi. That was great. I'm going to tweet that actually so that we get more eyes on Snow. And thank you to everyone who attended. If you have any questions, we are still in the Whova app accepting any questions. Otherwise, thank you so much for your time. And thank you, Abhi, for such a wonderful presentation. That was very informative. And I loved seeing Snow and hearing about all of the future plans for it. It would be great to see some developers working on a Mac version for it.
Sure. We all deserve privacy.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you again, everyone. Have a great rest of your afternoon.